The struggles for the Toronto Blue Jays continues as they drop this one 7-6 in 12 innings to the Chicago White Sox in Chicago, and at the very least have lost the series, lost consecutive series now. And I believe they've lost like 4 of their last 5 games, which is pretty ugly. Actually, if you look back at it, maybe even more than that. Maybe even 5, I think it might be 5 of their last 6 games they've lost. And they had a good chance to win this ball game. But Jordan Romano, unfortunately, blows the game in the 9th. And it goes back and forth in the 10th and in the 11th. And they score a run in the 9th, in the 11th, or in the 12th, excuse me, to walk it off. But let's break down this game right from the start. First off, Kevin Gausman got the ball for the Blue Jays against Dylan Cease of the Chicago White Sox. And Dylan Cease was incredible. I believe he went 6 innings, had 11 strikeouts. He was spectacular. Kevin Gausman wasn't bad. Definitely was better Kevin Gausman today. You know, did give up an RBI double to Adam Engel in the 2nd inning, scoring A.J. Pollock in the bottom of the 2nd, giving them the 1-0 lead. Then in the bottom of the 5th inning, Luis Robert hits an RBI double. Danny Mendick comes in to score, and now it's 2-0 for the White Sox. Meanwhile, the Jays are looking for their first hit of the ballgame. They've got nothing going to this point. Luckily, they get to the bullpen because after Dylan Cease leaves the ball game, Alejandro Kirk hits a 94-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle, and he crushed it to left center field, and it's gone to make it a 2-1 ball game. Then the top of the 8th inning, some soft contact here and there, but hey, they all count. Kevin Biggio hits a single. Matt Chapman comes in to score. He led off the inning with a walk, and the Jays have now tied it at 2. George Springer leaving the ball game with an apparent injury, so we'll wait and see what the diagnosis will be on him moving forward into tomorrow and into the next couple days, obviously, because it was with the off day Thursday, I believe, before the Red Sox come to town for the weekend set. But Kevin Biggio comes in to pinch hit, and he gets an RBI single, scoring Matt Chapman. Then Bo Bichette hits an RBI single. Gurriel scores, and the Jays are out in front 3-2. A few batters later, with the bases loaded, Alejandro Kirk draws a walk. In comes Kevin Biggio, and the Jays have now scored 3 unanswered in the inning, 4 unanswered total, and they've taken a 4-2 lead. They're feeling fantastic. Jimmy Garcia does a great job in the 8th inning, and we go to the 9th. And Jordan Romano walks the first guy. It was either on 4 pitches or 5 pitches. Then get the double play, right? You're 1 out away, nobody on. You're feeling pretty good. You had trouble getting that last out. Because then the next batter, I believe it was Tim Anderson, walks on 4 pitches. Romano threw at least one to the backstop. I mean, he definitely did not look sharp at all. And that top of the lineup gets it done. With 2 out and nobody on, that's exactly what you want that top of the lineup to come up. But then you got to get an out. Well, he didn't. Because in the bottom of the 9th inning, Luis Robert hits a 2-run single. And we're tied at 4. Wins have been hard to come by for the Toronto Blue Jays lately. And when you have a 4-2 late in the game, with 2 out and nobody on, no matter how tough you're feeling out there, you got to get the job done. And he didn't. We go to extras. Top of the 10th inning, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on the very first pitch rips a double. Bo scores. And by the way, it even went to extra innings because of Bradley Zimmer making a diving catch in center field. In that top of the 10th, Vladdy rips a double on the very first pitch. Bo scores, and the Jays they've taken the lead now. You know, it's now a 5-4 game, but it's only 1 run. However, you don't have the big guys up in the next half inning, so you might be able to get through this if you find a way. Tim Mesa goes out there, and he walks the first guy he sees. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, what is up with Romano and Tim Mesa walking the first guys of the inning? You want to establish it early. Throw strikes, get that first out, especially for Romano. I understand he ended up getting the double play afterwards, but leadoff walks kill you. They find a way to kill you. albeit neither time did it really affect the outcome, but those could have been outs if you threw strikes. And instead, it's just a free pass. They had a free base. And the ninth inning, it came costly as one of the runs that scored was a tying run. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning, and after the leadoff walk, Danny Mendick gets an RBI single, A.J. Pollock scores, and we're tied at 5. And we go to the top of the 11th inning. And Vince Velasquez comes on, and he balks. And I'm like, okay, you have a guy at third, nobody out, find a way. Raimel Tapia, after Gurriel gets hit on the hand, runners in the corners, nobody out. Tapia hits a single, in comes Matt Chapman. Jays are taking the lead back 6-5, and you have 2 on and nobody out for the top of the lineup. Oh, I mean, obviously no George Springer, so it's Kevin Biggio who bunts. A great bunt to move both guys over. But Bo and Vladdy can't get it done. And you see the emotion in Bo when he gets back to the dugout, slamming his helmet all around the bench after he can't drive in either run. And nobody else scores. And you only score the 1 run. And you're up 6-5. But you should have had more. And in that bottom half of the 11th inning, they bunt over the runner at second base. I believe it was Tim Anderson. Obviously, Matt Gage gets the out. But there's a guy at third with 1 out for Luis Robert. I'm really not sure why Matt Gage didn't throw a slider to Luis Robert on this pitch, because you have 2 bases open. And I believe it wasn't even a 3-ball count. I think it was like 2-2 or something. And he already waved at one of your off-speed pitches. But instead, he throws a fastball up, and Robert, being as strong as he is, just barrels it in the right field. It's a sac fly. Tapia lines up, fires at home. It's not in time. Tim Anderson scores. And the Blue Jays and White Sox are tied at 6 going to the 12th. And in that top of the 12th inning, the Jays do not score. And we all kind of had that feeling there going into the bottom half of that 12th inning. You know, Matt Gage still on the mound, and he had 2 out with only a guy at second. I think it was like first and second. But they score a run, and they walk it off 7-6. I could sit here and complain about the umpires, and my God, I will for a second, because honest to God, guys, I think we can all agree for both teams, that was one of the worst umpiring performances I think we've ever seen. I mean, that was just atrocious. Downright awful. It wasn't just like one bad call here and there in a big situation. No, it was all night long. It was all night long. It was bad call after bad call. I really want to see the numbers after this start. I think they come out tomorrow or something like that. The percentages on how he called the game and how accurate he was. Because he wasn't very accurate. It was terrible. Espinal getting rung up on a pitch 4 inches out of the strike zone. Like, how in the world? The ball was never a strike. I'm not sure how you're calling it one. Right? When there's strike to ball pitches that are like just off the zone, fine. But when it's ball to ball, it shouldn't be a strike. And it was being called quite often today. It was terrible. But in the end, no matter what though, right? No matter what happened with the umpire, you had a chance to win it late, and you didn't get it done. We talk about it so often, especially lately, the bullpen being a problem. You don't have swing and miss. Well, Jordan Romano went out there, couldn't get it done. Tim Meza couldn't get it done. And then you had to use Matt Gage for an inning and 2/3 to try. And he did his damnedest. He only gave him a sac fly facing that top of the lineup. You give him credit for it. But unfortunately allowed the run in that bottom half of the 12th. You got to lock things down when you get a lead. Especially because this team they struggle with that. They struggle keeping the runs off the board. You got a great start from Gausman. Jimmy Garcia and Simber did fantastic. You had 2 runs over 8 innings. And the rest of the bullpen can't get it done. Gausman was phenomenal. 6 innings pitched, allowed 7 hits, couple runs, walked a couple, but struck out 7. The splitter was biting. He was using the slider a lot more today. It looked a lot better than usual. I thought he was much, much better today, and it's a really good sign moving forward. Adam Simber was great. After the last abysmal start that he had in the finale against the Yankees, he went out there, threw a cleaning. I think he only threw like 7 pitches, got a strikeout, no hits, no runs, no walks. Great job from him. Jimmy Garcia went a clean inning, couple hits allowed, but he got a strikeout, didn't allow a run. Good for him. Jordan Romano went 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, walked 2 guys, allowed 2 runs. It was not pretty for Jordan Romano. Didn't strike out a batter. He really, really struggled. And this is after a couple days ago getting a 5-out save against the Yankees. It's crazy. In a 1-run ball game. But you couldn't get it done today. Tim Mayza went an inning, allowed a couple hits, 1 run, a strikeout, and walked 1. And Matt Gage went an inning and 2/3, allowed 1 hit. It was a game-winning hit. 2 runs scored, 2 strikeouts. 2 runs scored because obviously the sac fly. And the Jays lose at 7-6. Offensively, you only had 8 hits. And your bottom 2 guys got it done. Gurriel, your number 8 hitter, went 2 for 4 with a run scored. Raimel Tapia, your number 9 hitter, went 2 for 4 with an RBI. Team overall had 8 hits. 17 strikeouts, albeit 11 of those were Dylan Cease through 6. You just couldn't get it done. And the story continues about allowing way too many runs. I understand people will be like, well, the rest were the extra innings. You still want to throw up zeros in big situations. You still allowed 7 runs in this ball game. It's just not been pretty. It really hasn't. And the Jays look to salvage the finale tomorrow afternoon. 2:10 first pitch in Chicago. Ross Stripling versus Lucas Giolito. Giolito's been awful lately. Stripling's been, well, he was decent in his last start. Was really good, obviously, in the previous 2 starts, albeit facing very different offenses. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But in the end, Ross and Mark got to be on the phones trying to get some arms out of the bullpen because the team's not good enough. The pitching staff, the bullpen is just not good enough. They got to figure it out fast because we're not going to see things dwindle away like we did last year and wait and make those bullpen acquisitions and then be like, wow, we finally have a good bullpen. Oh, wait, it's too late. Come season's end when you're out when you miss by a game. Like, we cannot go through that again. These guys got to get on the phones. There are plenty of teams who know they're not contending, who have good arms out of the pen. A team like the flipping Kansas City Royals, you got to get on the phone and make something happen because right now it's just not cutting it. It just isn't. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game, well, not the finish, screw it, not the game today, smack the like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game, what you like, what you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays. A Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM, do that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already, and I will talk to you guys, obviously Jays edition tomorrow afternoon as the Jays take on the White Sox in the finale. Ross Stripling, Lucas Giolito is a pitching matchup. 2:10 first pitch there in Chicago. Can we get a win, please? Like, I don't care how it happens. Let's just get a damn win, please. I want to feel it again. All right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not the game today. Not the game today. We'll talk to you guys then.